Hi guys, this is Alona Dukes and my husband Steve Dukes. Today is very important to me. This topic is actually for me because for the first time I'm gonna do my step work because I have emotional and verbal abuse and it's so fresh. So I wanted to know, and Steve gonna share some tips to how to do the step work. So okay, go ahead.
So the first thing that we want to look at is the word resentment. We want to inventory our resentments because we believe that the reason that we have problems, one of the big ones is we have resentments. And the word resentment comes from the French word sentir, ressentir. And the word means to feel, sentir. So resentment is ressentir, re-feel. So most people, when they think of the word resentments, they think of hurt or anger or bitterness. But really, the truth of the word, the root of the word, is it's something that you're feeling over and over. And you and I have talked about this a number of times. You have nightmares about living with your grandmother for 14 years between the time you were 10 and 24. And you'll wake up and I'll hold you and I'll hear you crying because there's that little girl inside of you that's coming out and you can't stop it from coming out. So what we were talking about was you doing some step work and looking into that. So the first thing we want to do when we do an inventory is, who is it that I have a resentment against?
So that's the first thing.
First thing, who do I resent? Who do I keep thinking about over and
Okay.
over and over? And so that name would go, your grandmother's name, Lola. So that's part one. That's real simple. Who is it? You got to resent.
Okay.
The second thing is, what did that person do? And there may be multiple activities. For example, you could say, well, they used to have dances that you could hear out your window, but she would never let you go to dances. Or when you wanted to go to the Catholic Church because you wanted to go love God the way you wanted to, she refused to let you do that. Or something much more brutal is she would restrict food and not let you have food, that you wanted or needed or things like that. Or clothes, or if you wanted makeup, she would shame you. So those are 5 instances. So Lola, that's part one, that's who it is. And 2 is, what did she do? She wouldn't let me have makeup. She shamed me. She hurt me. She wouldn't let me have my friends over. I always had to come and list all the things. So who is 1? What they did is 2. And there may be multiple. There may be many. Sometimes there's 30, 40, 150 incidences. So that's the second part. The third part, when the big book was written, it was a little confused. They didn't really have this quite as clear we have now. And the third thing you say is, what did that affect in me? When Lola wouldn't let me have friends over, what did that affect? And you ask yourself about your needs. My need for emotional safety. When she was shaming you and blaming you, she was damaging your need for emotional safety. So you say, Lola was shamed and blamed me. That's part 2. What need did that affect? Well, my need for emotional safety. Or Lola wouldn't let me have my friends over, so my need for love and belonging got damaged. Or Lola says, bad things about the Catholic Church and I love my religion, so my need for esteem of others got damaged. Or Lola was just always harassing me, and so my need for peace of mind. So the third one is, what need got affected? The fourth one's not in the original big book because back in those days, they just didn't deal with this that we learned to deal with in the late 80s and 90s. Is, how do I feel? So the fourth one is how I feel. So Lola wouldn't let me have friends. That damaged my need for love and belonging. How did I feel? I felt hurt. I felt.
So should I ask that in this present time, or how did I feel when that happened?
That's an excellent question. No one's ever asked that question. That's why I like working with you. You've got a fresh perspective. I would ask both questions. I never thought about that.
Oh,
but yeah.
all right. Okay.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
All right.
That's a very fresh perspective. That's one of the reasons we work together so well.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
ask you how you feel. And
So that would be both the past and the present.
Right.
If I can remember the past.
That's right. How did I
Okay.
feel when she did that?
Yeah. Okay.
And then
Alright.
how do I feel about him? Cool.
Okay.
And then there's the fifth thing. Now the fifth thing is there's a boundary about this. If you're abused as a child, the fifth column has nothing to do with you.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a grown up and making decisions, it does have to do with you. And that's what is my part in it.
Okay.
So like if you're in a relationship with somebody and you're a grown up and they're doing something and you're saying, well, what did I do? This person cheated on me, for example. Well, I decided to marry them. What is it about me? I married them, so that's my part. I married with them and I stayed with them. But when it's about childhood abuse, when it says, what's my part? You put nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
So to review very simply, it's resentment is who, what the action that person did.
Okay.
Part 2. Part 3, what need did it affect? And you have to go over the needs and know what those are. Fourth thing is, how did I feel? And as you pointed out, either in the past or now or both. And then finally, what's my part in it?
Yeah.
And those 5 things will make a good moral inventory.
So that's the sum up of moral inventory. Is that the part 1 of the step work, or
that's step 4.
or the step?
The 4th step, we made a fearless and searching moral inventory.
So what should I do? I do the skip the part 1, step 1.
Skip 1, 2, and 3 for right now. You can leave those alone because those are about addiction and
Okay.
yeah, you don't have to worry about that. But anyone can take a moral inventory.
Okay, so I'm gonna do that's my appropriate step.
That's the appropriate step for you for this. And 4 steps anybody can do. The moral inventory it comes originally from the Catholic confessional. That's where that actually way back in history is where it comes from. And that you don't have to be an addict to use that.
Yeah.
And whenever I have a problem in my life, I always do an inventory. Say, what's wrong? Why are you so mad, Steve? Or why are you so snappy? Or why are you so short-tempered? Or why what's wrong?
Okay. Okay.
Why do you feel afraid? And just those 5 columns will always tell me.
All right, so that's step 4. Okay, so now I have a very good idea what to do, because I thought I know the step because I always heard it or read it in the Act with Courage, but that's very good to listen to you explaining. Especially I thought I have to start the step 1, but I guess it's not. So I'm gonna do it step 4. Moral inventory. So
and I can't wait to hear it because you're so direct when you share, and it's very poignant when you share, and it's right to the heart. There's no baloney. It's just wham like that. So I can't wait to, that's the way you share. So I want to hear. I'm dying to hear what your inventory is like because I know it'll be that kind of content.
Yeah, I think that was like yesterday, Sunday. I attended and shared a little bit in AA, AAA.
Yeah.
And I decided to do a step work.
Yeah.
And the moment I decided, and after the meeting, I just say, okay, what should I do? There's a big character defect that I have. The scare to ask somebody, especially for help.
Right.
That's and it affects me, and it will be affecting my baby.
That's right.
Or you.
That's right.
Because if I need help, either that person gonna die before I ask help. That's what really I think. What if this character defect of mine cost life?
Yeah.
Because I always hesitant to ask for help.
Right.
Ask the stranger for help, for example, or ask question.
Yeah, we did that today in Apple.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So that's really my character defect. That's, I think, the number 1. So when I did that, when I actually think what I'm gonna do for step work, and after thinking about it, because I always put all my feelings down inside me, and there's a big lock that me personally I couldn't get in. I just put it down and put walls in it, so I don't think about it. I have to I don't let go. I think I buried it inside. So when I think about it, yeah, last night, after I decided to do my step work, you know that's again for how many weeks, I think months, that I don't have nightmares.
Yeah. But they started coming
Yeah,
back here
it
recently.
started to come back, and it scares me.
Yeah,
It scares me
it's
to
really
death.
scary stuff.
Yeah, so that's really, really stuff that needs to be
Taken out,
taken
brought
out.
to the light, because you know what they say, pain shared is halved.
Yeah.
Bring out to the light, share with people, and load will be much lighter.
Yeah. So thank you for listening to us, and I hope it will help you, because it definitely helped me. And see you soon. Bye bye.